Hey guys, Ken McElroy here with Josh and Lisa Lannon, my good friends, also Rich Dad Advisors. And I wanted to ask them a couple questions because they have a really, really super cool business. And they've been able to build a business and buy real estate and invest all through doing things socially. In other words, they found kind of what they wanted to do and they turned it into a business. And now, of course, they're multimillionaires. So welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having
So
us.
let's talk a little bit about, because I know a lot of people like to do businesses, and sometimes, they want to do things that are doing well at the same time that they're making money. And you guys have obviously done that very successfully. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, our passion is chemical dependency treatment. So guys and gals that are struggling with addiction. And our primary focus is for veterans, first responders. And in that, we didn't go into that to make money. We went into one for me to help me quit drinking.
Yeah. Because you're an addict yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm in recovery. I haven't drank since 2001.
That's the cool part of the story, is that you were an addict and you turned it into a business. You turned that issue into something to help other people.
Something that I was struggling with. I thought, well, if I'm struggling with this, other people must be struggling with too. So when I got sober, built a business, Lisa and I built a business helping other people get sober. But the intention never was to make money. It was,
that's an important point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it wasn't about the money. It was about helping others, and we could do it through business and through real estate.
Correct, right. And then what happened, if I remember, is that's when you started seeking out your team.
Absolutely. And I mean, we read all the Rich Dad books. Ken, you're an advisor. Back in 2001. So we read all this stuff. We became students, and we saw that the business play could be real estate.
Yeah.
Our passion was the sobriety.
Which was really cool. So what they did is they bought these big houses, like these mega mansions, and then they started putting the attics in them, right?
Yeah.
And it was an incredible business plan. And so the business of helping the people paid off the real estate.
Yeah, we went through all the licensing and accreditation process. I mean, we didn't really know what we were doing at first. We made a lot of mistakes. We put the team together. We hired the right people. And we had inpatient treatment centers.
Yeah, and I remember at one time you had a lot of employees, right? How many did you have?
We had close to 100 at one time.
Yeah, 100 employees. So, I mean, from starting from no knowledge at all
Right.
to 100 employees, and then you sold that, right?
So we had a large private equity company come and make us an offer.
Right.
Yeah, in late 2013, they made us an offer. They wanted to buy out the business because of our reputation, in the community of healing. So we went through the whole process, and the beauty of it was we sold them the operations and we kept the real estate and leased it back to them.
That was the best part, right? Because
Absolutely.
because now again the business is paying for the real estate,
Yeah.
right? Which is the model we talk about at Rich Dad.
So we sold the business, but we kept the asset.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It's so good. It's so good. And then what was really neat is then they took that money and then you bought a ranch.
We did.
Right. So let's talk about that, because that's kind of the next journey in journey healing.
Yeah,
right?
and talking to Robert and the guys, he said, don't lose your momentum. I mean, technically, we could have retired in our 40s. Could have been done, late 30s. And don't lose momentum. We had a passion. We had a purpose. There are huge problems out there that still need to be solved. So we took that knowledge, we took those resources, we purchased we doubled down. We purchased a large ranch in Texas called Warrior's Heart, and now we're focused, just like I mentioned earlier, for active military, veterans, police, firefighters, first responders, because they have nowhere to go.
What's really neat about that, you guys are way ahead of the curve on this issue, because right now you're starting to see a lot about it. The 21 or 22 push-ups and all is it 22 people dying a day, right?
22 veterans commit suicide a day.
Yeah, a day. That's a big thing.
It's mind-boggling number, isn't it?
It's unbelievable to me. I just, and so you guys are way ahead of it. And
we're the first private facility in the U.S. that caters specifically to this population.
Yeah.
No one else is doing it in the private sector. They may have tracks, but they're still in groups with everyone else.
And again, it's not about the money.
I know.
That's
the best part.
It's so mind-boggling.
Well,
right?
and the really cool part is that you get to hang out with like these ex-military SEALs,
the
best guys, right? And they're all coming to you with PTSD and all that, right?
Yeah, we've had guys from the DOD, Department of Defense, the CIA, the FBI,
Special forces,
special
SEALs.
operations.
Right. You don't want to get those guys mad, right?
No, you want to do your job right.
I was
for
going to
sure.
say, yeah. I bet there's a little anger in there, right?
Well, they've been trained up to do a job. Now then they come home, they go, what where are my skill sets applied? And there's a difficult time transitioning back.
Yeah. And what I hear mostly, because we had an Army Ranger in our office for a while, and he said in the military, I could rely on everybody. Right. And everybody had my back. And in the real world, it's not necessarily that way, right?
That's right. Unfortunately, you're right.
Yeah, and so that actually, it kind of comes back to team, you know, because that's essentially what it is. That's he was saying that's why we re-enlist, because you come out, it's all dysfunctional, and you go back in, and you're back into a team again. That's why teams are so important. Yeah, right. And you guys are building that now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what is your overall why? Like, you know, like you guys, as you said, you could retire, but now you haven't, and now you've taken on, you know, the reward for doing a big project is a bigger project. Yeah, right. So what's your why?
Good question.
Well, our why for this is, you know, once we knew there was 22 veterans that commit suicide a day, one law enforcement officer every approximately 30 to 60 hours, depending on, you know, the year, it's like, and no one's helping them. So it's like, what can we do to solve the problem? You know, being retired law enforcement and family and military, we know it. We have friends that are in the military and they were just suffering. It's like, what can we do? So that's our why.
So if you ever have an idea of wanting to do something socially, this is a great example of somebody who's doing good and they're making money, because your company and your business is now paying for the ranch.
That's right.
Right? And that's creating for your net worth, and it's a great place to park it, and it's a great thing to do. And you have your family there too. That's right. And your kids are learning, I'm sure, just an incredible lesson as well, right? And you guys are all kind of living and working together, right? In one big place. So I have a question. If somebody's getting into business right now, and you guys know this happens a lot, and their money is the motivation, you know, what would you say to that person?
Well, money's important. I mean, it controls all of our lives, right? It's important to have a basic understanding of the numbers, and the numbers have to work. Because I could be passionate about my job, my business, but if it doesn't pencil out, then you're just spinning your wheels. So, but if it's the primary driver is the money, that's an addiction.
Yeah.
Then that's a drug that you're chasing, and it's never enough.
That's a good point. This is a guy that specializes in addiction too. So it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's never enough. But if you work for a higher purpose, a higher calling, then you can be fulfilled. And the money is great to have too, but it's a byproduct of doing good in this world.
You have to be smart about the money.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be the primary issue.
Yeah, because money just amplifies what's going on inside of you. If I'm rotten, I'm a jerk. When I have money, it's just going to come out.
Bigger jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I know.
So yeah, you got to have that strong foundation, that strong why to get you up in the morning. Money's not going to get you up every day.
Yeah.
It will short term. It'll be a short term hit, but then
then you need more and more and more.
Exactly.
Right. So let's say somebody has a passion or something that they're interested in, and they want to start, but they're not sure. What are some of the first steps, you know, like you guys took, and what are some of the things that they could do to kind of get them some momentum?
Right.
I think one of the first steps would be finding a mentor or a coach who's already in that field. I mean, what a great way to learn from someone who's already doing it, willing to share. We found that most entrepreneurs are willing to share their knowledge. They're not there to hold secrets, but to give back.
Yeah. And I would say the first step for us is we became students again.
Yeah.
We read books, we studied, we went to seminars like Blair seminars, phenomenal. We became students. We wanted to go to them and then apply the knowledge.
Yeah, that's the part I liked. You know, you actually brought a lot of the things that you learned in some of the seminars back to your team.
Absolutely.
To build the team. Part of the reason you guys got so much money for your business was because it was tight with all the principles that you guys had been taught, right? Yeah, it was super good. So I agree. So find a mentor and get back to school.
That's right.
Not necessarily school, right? It doesn't have to be.
Become students of what you want to learn, and go to the events and seminars and apply that knowledge.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Like my son's right now in school and he hates it, right? Because he's sitting there listening. But it's different if you're passionate about something. That's right. And you're going there and you're on a mission, you know, and you're thinking, okay, how can I take these these things and apply it to what I'm trying to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's a lot different. It's more fun.
Yeah,
It
just
is.
not being addicted to acquiring more and more knowledge and never applying it.
Yeah, which happens.
Oh,
and
all
people
the
do
time.
that all the time, right? Yeah.
Another degree, another degree,
I
right?
know.
And it's not necessarily about the degree, because it doesn't have to be through the traditional school system.
Yeah.
Correct.
No,
That's
I
the other
love-
part I like, right? You can leave or shut it off.
Yeah, if it's a bad teacher, it's like, I'm out.
Right,
I'm
right,
gone.
exactly. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.